Hi, welcome back. In this video, we're going to go through the creation of the torso. I'll show you fleshing out the torso a little bit more and creating the armor for the alien soldier here. So right now I'm just placing some eyes just to get a feel for the face. The eyes are the quickest thing to get a feel for a head when you're creating any head, or if it's human, alien, whatever it is. The minute you put in the eyes, you get a sense of personality, a sense of feeling. It's one of the first things I like to add to a character when I begin. It just gives them a little bit more life when you're sculpting. Here I'm using the clip brushes again, and one of the things to keep in mind when you're using the clip brush is when you look at the gradient line, anything wherever the gradient is pointing, that's where the mesh will be pulled flat against. So keep in mind when you're using the clip brush, always pay attention to where that gradient falls. Again, everything here is really super rough. I'm not paying attention to any kind of topology or anything like that right now. I'm just trying to get the shape, get the feel of the concept into the mesh, and I'm quickly going through flattening while using the polish hard, just to get that feel. Again, using the tried and true method here of painting the mask and extracting. It's good, it works. There are better ways now, especially with the panel loops. It gives you cleaner meshes and more control. But this will do for now for this somewhat concepting stage. Again, polish hard works very well here. It's not loaded by default in Zbrush. I'm not sure why, but you can find it in if you open the light box and go to the brushes, and in there you will find the polish folder, and you can find polish hard. I think it works very well, even more so than H polish at times. It's one of the reasons why I love getting a decent base mesh to work off of, because then when it comes to creating these shapes, it makes your life a lot easier if you spend some time making sure the proportions are right and the shape and silhouette is right. Creating these shapes from the body is very easy at this point. Here I am using the trim dynamic brush. It's a very good brush. Like it gives you a flat planar surface without the control. It's basically like a clip brush without the control. I love using it when I don't, especially when edges and stuff are giving me a hard time with regular polish brushes. You use trim dynamic and you don't even have to worry about the edges of the mesh. And this is one of the reasons why I really love this type of workflow. With Dynamesh, trim dynamic, polish, clay buildup, you don't have to worry about topology. You don't have to worry about how the mesh is flowing. You just create. You just look at. I'm looking at the concept right now. I'm just creating. All the technical aspects of it are taken right away, and it was one of the reasons why I love using this kind of workflow. Okay, now time for the legs. As you see, like when I work, I don't like to concentrate on one area too long. I like to work the overall model as much as possible. And many times I'll jump from the feet to the head to the arms. I just don't like spending too much time in one place and developing one place too much. I like to keep it kind of like a nice flow throughout the entire model. It gives an overall balance, and it helps you visualize the model a lot better than focusing on one area. Then when you pull out, you realize that, oh my goodness, this area doesn't match the rest of the body, and now you have to spend all the other time trying to make it look correct and match the other portions that you already sculpted. Here I am sculpting some kind of anatomy. Even when it comes to alien creatures or any creature in general, I always like to take a sense of reality and put it into the creatures. Like here, I'm putting the sternomastoids, and I love using anatomy as much as possible to, even if the creature doesn't conform to our idea of anatomy, of human anatomy, there's still some semblance there that we should adhere to when we're creating creatures of any type. I know the pros are saying like, we know this, Tito, we know this, but this is for more the intermediate beginners who are looking at this type of thing for the first time, or trying to get a little idea of how that process will work. One of the trickier things when you're working with a concept is if you have like just a front view of a concept and nothing else, like I have for all these aliens were the same way. All these characters in this for this game was the same way. There was no behind or back view of or side view of the concepts. So in that case, you have to look at how the design of the concept is flowing. You have to try to get in the head of the concept artist. And once you start designing, once you start fleshing out and blocking out these shapes, like I'm doing here with the plates around the waist, once you start doing that, you kind of get a feel of what will work overall. Like you kind of get a sense of how the plate will wrap around the creature's body. It's difficult for those with not too much experience with it, but once as you go and you develop, you will start to make sense of how the shapes can work around the body. So you try to envision how behind a creature like this will look. So here I'm just separating the pieces just for easier subdivisions and more detail. And again, with Dynamesh, I don't have to worry about anything. I just clip away. I don't need this piece, cut it off, Dynamesh, go at it again. I love this type of workflow. It's so fast, it's efficient, it gets the job done. And I can honestly tell you right now, like if I didn't have access to something like Dynamesh, I have no idea how I would have got these creatures done within the sculpt and the polypaint done within an 8-hour time frame. I honestly believe it will be not impossible. I guess it wouldn't be impossible if you're extremely determined to do something like that, but it will be very hard and taxing. I probably won't get a lot of sleep, but with Dynamesh and just a quick workflow like this, it was a joy. It was a pleasure to work on. So as you can see, a lot of the workflow is repeated here. There's not much to it at this point. It's just getting all the pieces on the model just to get an overall feel for everything. So a lot of the armor plates and armor creation is done the exact same manner. I mean, you paint your mask, extrude, extract, Dynamesh, flatten, and keep going. For this particular creature anyways. And if you're wondering how I get to duplicate and use these tools so quickly, is I am a hotkey junkie. I love hotkeys, so I have a custom menu that I set up, and I spend a lot of time learning some of the hotkeys, and it just makes everything so much quicker. So here I can't really make, I can't really piece together what's going on here on the concept. So I'm going to take it as an artistic vision, and I'll start putting the armor plates in shape of something like ribs, you know, just to give it some kind of visual style, I guess. Because looking at the plates now on the concept, they don't really flow too well on either side. Like one side is completely different. So I am just using some my artistic eye here just to create something visually interesting. Thank goodness the client wasn't opposed to that. He actually really liked the changes, some of the embellishments that I made on the creature. A lot of duplicating, movement, transpose, duplicating, and just rotating. Is very rudimentary stuff. One of the things about Zbrush 2 is like, even though the transpose tool works pretty decent, I do miss some traditional gizmos like you'll see in a regular 3D program. I hope that Pixelogic one day will put that in with the transpose tool, that you maybe like a toggle or something like that. because it can get a little tiring using transpose tools to move individual pieces over and over. It would be nice to have a coordinate system in like how other 3D apps have it, but I don't think that's one of their priorities right now, so we might not see that kind of feature for a while. But I mean, it works for what it does. It works, albeit it might be a little slow, but it works. Again, jumping back to the face, giving a little bit more personality, a little bit more to look at. Although the concept in the Blockout stage isn't too exciting, it's extremely necessary to get a good balance in the character down the line. And I spent a good amount of time in this stage. And these first two videos were mostly about blocking out and getting a feel for the character. So with that said, it's time to move on to the next chapter.